Welcome to the Do Zone, where real entrepreneurs share real strategies about getting things done. I'm your host, Josh Thomas. Tag me at JT Literally and show me what you do in the Do Zone. Every week, I'll pick the best post to feature across all my social networks. This podcast is brought to you by Factor One. If you're a six-figure entrepreneur who's looking to hit 7 this year, there are 3 key shifts you need to make right now in order for it to be possible. Go to iamfactor1.com now, and I'll show you exactly what those 3 key shifts are and how you can get them set up for your business in less than 6 minutes. Once again, that's iamfactor1.com. Today's guest is Mills Bender. Mills is the founder and CEO of Mills Knows Bills, a company dedicated to helping variable income earners master their money in 90 days. Mills started her financial journey the fall of 2014 with $1.50 in her account. Since then, she has grown her net worth by $500,000, published a book, provided financial literacy content to over 20,000 households, and much more. Mills, welcome to the Do Zone. Tell us something you believe is the key to getting stuff done that most people wouldn't think of.
Thank you for having me. And personally, I actually have a giant tracker board that I create each year. I have it stuck in my office. And as I complete different parts of that tracker board, I reward myself with stickers along each milestone. It's a lot of fun.
Gold star.
Exactly. Or butterfly or a smiley face, whatever it may be.
That's awesome. You know, the reward system is kind of, we look down upon that, but the schools did it for a reason because it works. We get that little dopamine hit, like, hey, you did something good. But then we turn into adults and everything's like there's no fun in anything. We don't give ourselves gold stars anymore. Why is that?
I think probably because we feel like we have to do something grand in order to celebrate it. And that's something I talk about with my clients with their financial goals. It doesn't matter if it's small or little or small or big. You need to reward yourself and celebrate that win. Just make sure that that win is in line with whatever it is you achieved.
So, and I don't mean to stay too far onto this topic, but a lot of times we just need to give ourselves credit for the things that we have accomplished. And it's too often as entrepreneurs, we spend a lot of time, well, this campaign didn't go right. Give me the feedback on this. All right, how can we make this better? We're in a state of constant improvement. Yes. And being in a state of constant improvement requires us to look at the things that didn't work and focus on making them better. What it does not require us to do, though, is celebrate the wins. And that's easy for us to go to the back burner because, there's not like a direct connection to a benefit when we celebrate the wins. It's not like this financial benefit, but It's important to keep us going, right?
Absolutely. I remember when I first started my business, every little win I had, I would write it down on a Post-it note and I'd shove it in a shoebox. So whenever I felt overwhelmed by the idea of being an entrepreneur, I would bust out that shoebox. I'd take out the Post-it notes, and I wouldn't even have to read them. I could just look at the pile I had accumulated and say, all right, I'm not doing that bad.
It's funny you mentioned that. I just recently, probably within the last couple of weeks, started screenshotting when somebody would post something about me and how I had an impact on them on social media or something like that. I just recently started doing that. And then I started realizing that it's quite a bit. I've got actually quite a few, and just in the last few weeks. And I imagine all the ones that I missed and all those times that I'm not feeling great, all those times where I wonder what I'm doing, I can go back and see, oh, I definitely had an impact on that person. And it was a big one. And so it just really helps me kind of push forward to help the next guy.
I like that. I might have to start doing that too.
Yeah, and it's the craziest thing. You don't have to necessarily ask people to talk about you or say good things about you. You just have to treat them well and take care of them. And usually it pretty much works itself out after that.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good perspective.
And so I'm curious, and this is something that a lot of us really struggle with. When, as a financial expert, when is the best time for me as an entrepreneur to invest my money back into my business, or invest it back into myself, or go blow it on a vacation or candy? So I've got so many options. I usually choose the wrong one. What's the best way to put things through a filter to figure out what should I actually do with my money? Where should I invest it?
Why not all three?
Okay.
So many entrepreneurs feel like they have to choose one, and they feel like that because they don't have a plan for their money, a budget, a spending plan, whatever it is that you want to call it. A lot of people think that a budget is meant to be restrictive. But when it comes to those with a variable income, like many of us business owners, all it really is a monetary reflection of your priorities. So if you take the time to list out what it is you want to spend money on, personal or business, now you have a dollar amount that you get to work towards in terms of your sales each month. That dollar amount is your goal. And theoretically, it should include all three aspects, or whatever aspects it is to you that you want in your life. So oftentimes, once you get that large sale, we don't know where to put it because we don't have that plan. But if you create the plan right now, as your sales come in, you know how to allocate those funds.
Yeah, makes sense. And so is there any kind of all right, so I've got my budget. I've got things allocated properly. But as an entrepreneur with a variable income, as you said, things change. Sometimes things change from 1 minute to the next. And I have to make a quick decision. And I've got my budget in place, and that kind of gives me the foundation. But what if whatever I'm dealing with right there, just it doesn't fit into one of those boxes, which seems to happen to us a lot, which is what ends up getting us in trouble. We can't bring enough boxes to the table to make sure we have one to put this situation in. How do we handle that?
So one thing that I work with on my clients is creating percentages of their budget. So if the total dollar amount that you want to earn each month is $15,000, but this dollar amount is 5,000 of those 15,000, well, you know that a third of whatever you bring in should go towards that first category. And so rather than just having dollar amounts assigned, I create percentages. And so when someone brings in maybe less than that $15,000, they know how they should allocate that money accordingly. That's one method. The secondary method is to look at your priorities and know that some months you're not going to be able to fund those lower priority items, and just be okay with that. And if that's not okay with you, maybe you need to reorganize your priorities a little bit.
Don't tell me how to organize my priorities.
Here's the thing. So many people feel like they have to abide by what they feel like their priorities should be, or what someone else is doing. But that's why personal finances are personal. It's meant to be a reflection of what you prioritize and what you want your money to go towards.
And a lot of times I think we really have a hard time making that decision. And so what you're sharing right now is giving us the tools to help us get clarity on where our money gets allocated. But that personal part of it, being a kind of a personal finance expert, what are some tools that can empower us to be able to actually make those decisions and break free from whatever we were taught by our parents, or what we see other people around us doing? Maybe that's not a good fit for us. Are there any tools that we can use that'll help us kind of break out of that mold, so to speak?
Absolutely. Well, anyone listening can get access to my money mindset guide, but the main question that I use to help my clients identify their priorities is the secondary question on this guide. And it is, what do you enjoy doing? So, Josh, what do you enjoy doing?
What do I enjoy doing? I enjoy meeting new people and having new experiences.
Okay. And when you meet new people, what are you typically doing? Are you meeting them over dinner? Are you meeting them at a concert? What does that look like?
I mean, like, actually right now I'm meeting them over Zoom.
Okay.
I'm probably interviewing them on a podcast, actually.
All right. That's fair. That's fair.
But I do enjoy that.
Okay. And so typically when I ask someone this question, it comes to their personal enjoyment rather than professional. They'll say things like, I really enjoy going out to eat, or I enjoy hiking, or I enjoy this, or whatever. And so when I ask them that question, those are considered their non-negotiables in their budget, meaning we got to create a line item for them to have that. Because if they're not spending money on those items on a consistent basis, monthly or quarterly, they're going to feel restricted in their budgeting, and it's not going to work.
Makes sense.
But that doesn't mean they blow those budgets each month. It just means we allocate something to keep them satisfied while they're doing a lot of the grunt work.
Okay, got it. So not trying to be a difficult client for you. So to answer your question better, I really thoroughly enjoy traveling and exploring Latin America.
Awesome. Okay. So what I would say is, how many times do you want to go to Latin America a year?
I would like to spend at least 1 to 2 months there every year.
Okay. And what would 2 months there cost you?
Well, it depends on the country, and it depends on, how posh I want to live. But it could, let's say, if I have connection there, a couple $1,000 a month.
Okay. So we're talking about 4,000 a month. Does that include flights?
Yeah. Let's say with the travel to get there and back, it would be $3,000 to get there, be there for a month, and get back.
Okay. So that means that you would want to allocate $333 a month towards this goal, so you could spend $4,000 a year living in Latin America.
Okay.
And then we would break that down into your sales, right? So what is it that you do? How much do you sell it for? How much more do you need to sell to make that a reality? And typically it's not much different from where you are right now.
Yeah, it's just a matter of deciding that that's part of it. Kind of the Mike Michalowicz profit first model. Take out the money that you're going to use for yourself first before you do anything else with the business. Make sure you pay yourself first.
Exactly.
I love it. And so, Mills, tell us a little bit about who you serve and how you serve them, and how we can connect and learn more.
Sure. So I like to work with who I call Vin Henry. Vin stands for variable income. Henry stands for high earner, not rich yet. So I work with business owners, salespeople, realtors, mortgage lenders who are generating money, but no matter how much they make, they're still worried about it and they have nothing to show for it. Whether they're living paycheck to paycheck, they're smothered in debt, they don't have any investments or retirement saved up. So I help them master their money in 90 days so they can gain clarity over their finances and it's no longer controlling them.
Awesome. And you mentioned earlier something about this money mindset. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So the link that I'm going to give you, Josh, for the bio is going to be go.millsknowsbills.com/free-course. And in that, everyone is going to, I know it's long, that's why I'm going to give it to you to put in the link.
We gotta work on that domain structure for a podcast.
I know. I just created it though. This is actually access to one of my mini courses. And in that course, it talks about money mindset. It also talks about budgeting, debt payoff, and so much more.
Awesome. And by chance, can we go to millsknowsbills.com to find that?
Not right now. I'm in process of linking it. Like I said, it's a new freebie that I'm offering, but I will send it to you directly so you can drop it in the link.
Awesome. Great to know. And so for those who are Vin Henry's, variable income, high earner, not rich yet. That's pretty neat. Yeah, you really nailed it there. It's easy to remember.
Thanks.
Nice system there. I know exactly who fits into that mold. So for sure. Excellent. So Mills Bender, everybody. For those of you who are looking for info on how to get your money in order, if you have a variable income, if you're a high earner, but you do not have a whole lot of personal wealth yet at this point, I highly recommend that you go to millsknowsbills.com. And then also she has a special free training for your money mindset that is located at go.millsknowsbills.com/free-course. And so if you can remember all of that, she's going to send you a cookie in the mail for all of the effort that you put into that, because you deserve it. Hey, thank you again to Mills Bender for sharing a little bit of wisdom about how you get stuff done. For those of you who are looking to take your six-figure business to 7, and you know what got you here ain't going to get you there, we can help you. Go to iamfactor1.com now, and we'll show you exactly how to get the systems in place so that you can be successful with your business finally and start working on your business instead of in it. If you listen to us on your morning commute or your workout, you're out in the field, be sure to snap a selfie and tag me at JT Literally. Tell me what you do in the do zone. You are factor one for your own success. Now let's get to work.